should be back. Yeah, we're back. Alright. There I am. Yeah, this scene actually did end up working out. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to be trying something new. I said I was going to do this right after my bathroom break, so let's do this. I wanted to talk about fighting games for a little bit. I wanted to do a little bit of a talk show, see how this goes with myself. I wanted to see if I could hold myself accountable to holding a discussion like this online with a couple of viewers and see how this goes. Right now, I am on Strive over here, but I also have access to, I believe, I can load this up without much of a problem. Hold it down. Let's see. Let's see. Will this cause a lot of lag? Let's hope it doesn't. It should be fine. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. Looks like it's okay. It looks like it's only taking about 20% of my CPU. We'll give it a moment. We'll give it a moment to catch up. Plus, it's also got to load the web page, and we'll see if this is working. Is this working? Nope, it is not working when I click it, but that's okay. I can just set it again. That's fine. Huh? It doesn't see the window anymore. Why not? Oh, what is going on? Hello, hello. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it should be there, right? Oh, it's not there if it's minimized. I see. Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense, right? It should pop up. Yeah, there it is. It's behind the thing. That's fine. I gotta wait for it to load, anyways. We're trying new things. We're throwing it all together. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about fighting games, but specifically I wanted to talk about I know this talk has been done to death, so I feel like it's a pretty safe talk at this point, but I wanted to talk about accessibility in newer fighting games compared to a lot of older ones, because when I used to play fighting games as like a kid growing up, I used to play Melee and King of Fighters in equal competitive fashion. And one thing that I want to get across right now is that I'm actually for a lot of accessibility when it comes to fighting games. I believe that probably controversially, but I do believe that fighting games should be easier to play, but I don't think that it should be like, it should tone down what you should be able to do in the game. Like I also grew up playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is like, you know, like that's really competitive. That is a extremely competitive fighting game where the combos get freaking wild, right? And like that's literally like you got like 4 buttons and like that's about it. Like you can literally do like ABC combos and then cancel it into a special and then cancel it into a super, and like you have a lot of freedom there because like everything cancels into everything. So it's like really simple to play, but there's like a very big difference between high level players and low level players. Because low level players will do they'll do a combo and then it won't really put an opponent in a situation where it'll actually be beneficial to them. But I'm checking if the window capture is working again. Hey, it's working! Alright, cool. So I can... Will this work? I hope it does. Hey, alright, cool. Yeah, we got stuff over here. Nice! I can't believe this is working now. Woo! So, yeah, oh man. I got options here now. I wasn't ready for this. Hold on a moment. I wasn't ready. Hold on, swap back. I wasn't ready for all that. That's too much. Too much potential. Actually, no. I can probably. Let me see if I can find the guy. Let me see if I can find that article that I was reading the other day. Let's see. It's I think it was a Street Fighter one. Yeah, Street Fighter. So this was the developer of this page is from the developer that had remastered Street Fighter 2 Turbo. which is like a really prestigious fighting game, and his thoughts while he was this whole website, if you want to check it out, it's over here. I'm gonna put it in chat. I'm copying it because y'all are not able to see it, so I'm gonna put it over here in chat for y'all. And I'd say give it a good read because it does show the mindset of like a developer going into fighting games, and I always think that's fascinating because when you're making a fighting game, like when you're touching on a fighting game like this, you have to hit like a lot of bases because you do want new players playing this game, but also you don't want to alienate like the old players, which is something that I believe has actually like happened in Strive, but like not in the absolute best way. Hold on, is this hold on, if I do this, okay, cool, and then it hides it and then it mutes it. Cool. Yeah, nice. Just learning as we go. Like I said, I'm throwing all this together like last minute, just trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, because again, I want to talk about these things because I believe I have like I have at least a unique viewpoint when it comes to a lot of these things, because I actually legitimately have not played a lot of big games. Like I didn't play the previous Guilty Gear. This is my first Guilty Gear, and I also didn't play games like Street Fighter growing up. I played King of Fighters, which was like a lot harder and a lot wilder. Like you could just die in King of Fighters. It's crazy, and it's just like it's always fun. It's always fun to like take a look at what different opinions people have when like they're talking about fighting games. Like Street Fighter is I know that a lot of Street Fighter veterans have been clashing with Street Fighter V the way that it is currently now, because they feel like it's lost its identity, and it's not what it used to be before. I can't say what it was before. Like I didn't really play Street Fighter 4 and I didn't play Street Fighter 5 at all, and I see it going into Street Fighter 6, and I'm probably not going to play Street Fighter 6. I don't know, maybe if I get lucky and I get my hands on it, I might try it out, but I'm probably not going to end up playing it, so I can't sit there and be like the end all be all discussion here. But I want to just point out that it's really similar to what a lot of the old Guilty Gear players Part 6 better do the do. Damn right. Like I said, look, it looks promising, and like I'm interested in it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, as a person that doesn't play Street Fighter, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know what, this might be cool. This might be cool to try. Now, I know that the same opinion that a lot of Street Fighter veterans had with Street Fighter 4 and 5, Guilty Gear veterans also had with Xrd and Guilty Gear Strive. Like in Xrd, you had a lot more things going on. Like you had a lot more complex things to juggle. And I also know that there were a lot more barriers to entry when it comes to newer players as well. Like I believe that while Xrd was likely a better competitive game than Strive, probably, I do think that it was a lot harder to pick up because you had a lot of different moves that they were either extremely useful or extremely, hey, Vuppy, it's good to see you. You came in at a really good moment. I am talking shit. Welcome Raiders. How's everyone doing today? Like my name is FlexDebiceps. I talk about video games, and I'm doing my best to do that right now. I'm actually trying to do my first, talk show here. Try to see how it goes. I'm just throwing myself under the bus and seeing how it goes. Power Washer Simulator kicked your teeth in. Oh no, what happened? Like last thing I saw, you were like spraying the inside of a volcanic temple to the Eldritch gods. I think the one person I rated with was one of your viewers first, actually. That's okay. Like we're all in the same community. We're all sharing viewers back and forth. So it's like it's fine. I'm just the game's autocomplete fucking sucks. Autocomplete. Oh yeah, because like you gotta get like 99% of filth off of like a thing in order for it to clean. And then sometimes it feels really good when you finally get it, but then sometimes it feels really bad when you're just cleaning like a door and then it just like takes off half of it and you're like, bro, what? But I'm glad that you're here, Vuppy, because you can help me out with this conversation here. So I know that a lot of players, when they moved from Xrd to Strive, they struggled a lot because Strive is a lot more streamlined than Xrd was. Like Xrd had, let's put it this way, Xrd probably had a higher competitive ceiling, but it definitely also had a higher barrier to entry because a lot of new players struggled to get into not Strive. Xrd had a higher barrier to entry because a lot of new players struggled to get into Xrd and catch up. And Strive is extremely accessible to new players, and a lot of moves that like were feast or famine or situationally useful just got like completely removed and retooled. Like the amount of moves that a character has in Strive is like drastically different than there were in like in the other Guilty Gear games. Like Nago's new, but like for example, Kai doesn't have, I think it's called Greed Sever, where he does like an overhead attack and it's like a rainbow blade and it comes down from above, and they use it as an overhead, but it's more like a meaty. But point is, it's just like that move is like Kai doesn't even have that. Kai has dire clot or a clot. I don't even know how to say it, but he doesn't have Greed Sever at all in his command list. Like it's like, hold on, let me open up the other video. It's like not even in here. Like you will not see the move that I just said and forgot the name of that fast. Like it's just not here, right? Sometimes full feet of dirt will just vanish, and then other times like single pixels will keep me from completing shit. Right? I had that issue with the freaking yellow shoe. I was gonna throw my shoe at the screen. And this is like a long-winded way of saying that a lot of old fighting game players don't like a lot of the newer accessibility changes. It seems like when it comes to fighting games, like they believe that those games are losing their identity, and I don't blame them for saying that, because the way that a lot of AAA developers approach accessibility in fighting games is that instead of making the game easier to play while retaining the same amount of depth, they'll just give you something like an auto combo that you can mash, and it'll just like do a full combo with a super and an enhanced special and all that stuff. It'll do it for you, but it won't really teach you how to play the game. I know that Dragon Ball FighterZ has an auto combo, and like I don't even know if you can turn that off. I haven't played Fighters enough, but I know one of the things that bothered me the most when I was just messing around with it when it popped up on Game Pass one time was that it had an auto combo, and it kept messing up me trying to do like light, medium, basic Marvel combos, like light, medium, heavy into special, and it's just like that messed me up because I was trying to do more like in-depth part of the mechanics. Though it is, tell me more about it as I continue rambling. Tell me more. So it's again, I don't know, I'm not the end-all be-all person when it comes to fighting game knowledge, okay, because it's like there's a lot of fighting games that I haven't gotten to play. Landing an auto combo gets you a Dragon Ball, so you get punished for getting hit by full auto combos. Oh, cool! That's how you summon Shenron. I actually didn't know that. Now that makes a lot of sense. That's pretty funny. I like that. So it's like that's why a lot of whatchamacallit. That's why it's like I personally don't like auto combos. You're not supposed to use them frequently because your opponent can just hit deflect. Yeah. See, I like that. I do like that it's just like it has a win condition, but it also can be defeated easily, kind of thing. Well, not like too easily, because it's just like I think deflect is just like parry, and you have to do that. Videl's low tier because she can't deflect, so she can't get spacing when someone starts fucking her up with an auto combo. Yeah, because she has a dodge. She doesn't have a parry. She just does a little sidestep. She's a Smash Brothers character. And again, I want to add another asterisk to this video that I am not the end-all be-all authority when it comes to fighting game. Most of my fighting game competitive experience actually comes from Smash Brothers. I've been playing competitive Smash Brothers since like Brawl. Yeah, it's a struggle. Well, technically since Melee, but I didn't get to do much in Melee, and I also didn't get to do much in Brawl. Like I guess my real first competitive Smash Brothers game was like Smash 4. and that was a whole mess. But it was like what we had at the time when we wanted to play Smash Brothers. It's like now we have like Rivals of Ether, and we have all these mods that like, you know, like Project M, and you can like get your hands on those kind of games that are a lot more competitively viable than, you know, Smash 4 and Ultimate and Brawl. And it's just like, and while Ultimate, it's like I love it because it is the most competitively balanced Smash title to date. Like officially, it's also just like it has lost a lot of things that I can go into later. Because it's like, again, I was like, it's like Master having Zuna makes the game feel super fucking dead. Yeah, let's see. Master Roshi doesn't fly. Master Roshi doesn't even fly. Yeah, he like Kamehamehas in a line. But it's like, it's interesting when you talk about, you know, I'm gonna talk about what I know for sure, because what I see happening in Strive is that a lot of old players are upset with the way that Strive is, because they believe that a lot of freedom of expression has been taken out of the game in favor of making it easier to play for a casual audience, which I don't think is what happened at all. I think what they ended up doing is they took out a lot of junk that didn't need to be there in order to make the game a lot more approachable for new players. And I'm gonna going with my example, I'm actually gonna go with like Smash Ultimate versus Melee. Melee is it's like, while Melee is definitely objectively a more competitive title than Smash Ultimate ever will be, it is also the game that like literally gives pro players arthritis. So it's like there's some give and take here, and Nintendo also does not want a competitive game like Melee for whatever reason. Even though the publicity is great for them, they don't auto-modded again. They don't want the game to go in that direction because they believe it's more of a party game. And then when they did lean into the competitiveness, they actually took out a lot of the co-op, which was my biggest gripe with it, because I actually just couldn't play with my friends online or offline without having to just beat my friends up, which was an actual like pain in the ass. And it's like that is what killed a lot of Smash Ultimate for me, because it's just like they leaned into one thing and they took out another thing, which is also what happened when they competitively balanced Smash Ultimate. Because again, Smash Ultimate is an expansion on Smash 4. Smash 4 was janky as hell because it was on the Wii U, and we all know how the Wii U went. And Smash Ultimate was supposed to be like an expansion on that, but in the conversion from Smash Ultimate, from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate, they did a lot of changes, like, you know, like just everything that they did to Bayonetta, and then how they nerfed every single up air across the entire game. And for those of you that don't know, the fighting terminology in Smash Brothers is normally the direction and then followed by the attack. So like up air literally just stands for your upwards aerial when you're just holding up and pushing A, right? So up across the board, every single up air had been nerfed. They don't really do much other than juggle and anti-air. Like, it's like there are very situationally characters that have up airs that are genuinely always useful. Otherwise, most of the time it's just used for like juggling. Like most of the brawlers, they just have an up air that just lets like one hit and done. Like Captain Falcon is the best example of like how a character changed. No, that's a good point, of how a character changed between games. Because yes, from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate, they nerfed up airs because a lot of characters had touch of death up airs. So like the infamous Bayonetta, how she'll just drag you off the top of the screen. Mario chaining up airs into his uppercut and then you just die off the top. Zero Suit Samus has the same thing. However, a lot of those moves are also ended up being like core to the character, so they ended up coming over to Smash Ultimate anyways. But then a lot of characters that didn't actually have busted up airs, like Smash 4 Captain Falcon that you're talking about, actually didn't need the nerfs, because Captain Falcon could not kill you off the top of the screen with up airs, and he actually couldn't kill you with an up air combo into an up B. Like, he had nothing that comboed into it. Up air just comboed into itself, so he'd hit you with it like 4 times. You take a bunch of percent, but like the only reason you die is if Captain Falcon got a read on you and knew that you were trying to either like air dodge or mash out, and he actually like stuffed his knee in your face or something like that. But it was still like integral to like who the character was. Going over to Smash Ultimate, they removed that. Not only that, but they also removed up airs like hitting on the ground. So like Falcon, a normal Falcon combo from Smash 4 was like you do landing up air and then combo them into like your nair or your back air or something like that. Like you get a lot of freedom from like landing an aerial on the ground, and he only really had like 3 aerials out of his 5 that you could legitimately land on the ground with. Like he's not like Joker in Ultimate that like all of his aerials minus like his up air is like you could just land with it. Like even that you can land on top of someone with his up air and still hit them. Falcon like literally lost a landing tool in the conversion between the games because he can't combo from like the ground into knee or anything, and he can't juggle with his up air because it either sends out like a terrible angle or it just like one hits and like it's done. And in exchange they try to buff his specials, but like he feels clunky because the angle that he wants is like he can't get, essentially. And when they nerfed up airs across the board, a lot of characters lost landing up air shenanigans for combos, and it's just like all across the board, most up airs became fucking useless. Unless like it killed. Not for Luigi, they didn't. Luigi gets standing aerial. Yeah, Luigi just gets a 0 to death because they're just like, whatever, we don't know how to balance this character. Like the real issue of Ultimate is I feel like some characters got fucked where they absolutely didn't need to for no reason, and then characters who were ridiculously good got massive buffs. So like Nessa's fucking kill tilt now. Like yeah, like pretty much. It's just like I feel like they didn't really know. They were trying to homogenize a lot of the cast instead of like buffing characters in specific directions that they needed to go. Like Donkey Kong needed help landing, like he needed help getting down, and they had the idea when they decided to make like his hands intangible on his like down B in the air so he can land with down B, but then they also didn't remove the hitbox on his feet, so he still gets juggled anyways. It doesn't really stop him from getting messed up. And the same thing happened to Captain Falcon as well. His up tilt kept getting anti-aired. Like his up tilt is an anti-air, but he kept getting hit from the air even though he would stick his foot up, because he would also stick his hand out like around crotch level when he's like bringing his leg up. So then it would just like his hand would, the rest of his upper body would be intangible except for his hand, so he'd still get hit. That field smashes lead directly into turning every character into the same character. Yeah, like it's just like, yeah, that's kind of what they're doing. Like they ended up turning like all brawlers really just, they kind of do the same thing. Like there's archetypes and then there's character specific things, right? And a lot of characters got summarized into archetypes. Like they no longer do things outside of what their archetype specifically can do, except for characters that are already like really flexible. Like Joker is a brawler, but he also has like Joker has a brawler, but he also has freaking a sword, a miniature sword, and he has projectiles, and he also has like a comeback mechanic. So it's like, yeah, he's like a brawler that has all these extra things, and then you have Falcon, who's like known to be like the touch of death brawler character, and he can't do it. Like he can't get a good solid read on you. He doesn't have the tools. Even though they buffed a lot of things about him, they didn't buff what made him good or repair what they broke that made him good. So he ends up kind of just being lackluster because like you end up with characters like literally like Terry versus Captain Falcon, where Terry is just literally a better Falcon, or like Joker is literally just better Sheik. And instead of just like repairing what is identical, what is integral to like these characters, they would just take because they didn't know how to fix. Like for example, Bayonetta, how her up air used to kill in Smash 4 and it doesn't kill in Smash Ultimate until 300% for whatever reason. You can literally hit someone in the blast zone and they won't die. It's just scripted that they won't die, because that was how she killed people in Smash Ultimate. Instead of making it so that she got like less combo height, or instead of making it so that she was forced to combo people horizontally, which she kind of does. She does do a really good job of comboing them horizontally off stage, but what ends up happening is like, if you like, there are many situations where like you're in the blast zone with your opponent and then you're hitting them with like your forward air, and then your leg goes through your opponent and you hit the blast zone first and die. Or like your opponent just doesn't die and then you can't make it back, even though it was like that was technically your kill. You don't get it because part of this is Sakurai actively hating competitive players. No, you're right. Like again, look, we're never gonna understand the eldritch monstrosity that is Nintendo. Like we're not gonna understand what is, like, I could be opening tabs and stuff like that right now, but like we're not gonna be understanding like the eldritch monstrosity that is Nintendo, because they are very much like they're a Japanese company, and they're very much the way that they want it to go, not the way that the players want it to go. They have their vision, and it is completely independent from ours. Because they keep walking up to him and calling going like, why don't you debate me about a children's game? I think Sakurai thinks of the game as a kid's game, even if the fans don't. I mean, yeah, like, because it is a kid's game, but there's also the thing of just like, it's still also a fighting game at the end of the day. Like, the people who play this game, the people who invest the time, should be able to get rewarded for doing that. Like, you can have a game that is meant for kids and still have complexity enough for an adult. Like, fucking Mega Man Battle Network is right there. Pokemon was a great example up until, like, more of the recent generations where they kind of dumbed a lot of it down. But it's just, like, again, Pokemon is right there. Like, you have people who can go through the entire story with, like, a bunch of pre-evolutions without ever evolving their Pokemon. And then you have the competitive players that are min-maxing everything, right? And it's like, there's space for both of them. But it's also just, a lot of the time, Nintendo doesn't give a shit about it. Because they want their IP to be handled the way that they do, and it's just like that's why like after the DS games there was like a decline in like the quality of Pokemon, and I hate to be like the person that was just like, oh man, I hate to be like one of those people online that are just like, man, new Pokemon is kind of lackluster. It's not the same. Previous Pokemon games were better, but I'm just like, bro, the DS games, they really did pop. I'm sorry. The DS games were built different. And when you go from the DS games to the 3DS games, you feel it. You feel it. You really do. Like, you don't go from black and white to X and Y and be like, you know, no, Pokemon isn't good anymore, and you should say it because they're a crunching game for you. Oh, absolutely. They are cranking out those Pokemon games. They don't have time for quality control. They released Pokemon Scarlet and Violet 8 months after Legends came out. Yeah, they didn't even have like a full year to develop that shit. Like they're just releasing games. They're just cranking them out. And it's just like it's crazy because it's just like while these games are absolutely meant for kids, it's just like games like Smash should still have the higher end competitive value, like not just the higher end value in general. Like, you know, they're like right inside Smash's philosophy is easy to play, hard to master. There are so many things that are going on to Smash that it's just like you have to juggle all this in a competitive match. And they literally did not change a single line of code in the Diamond Pro re-releases. Damn, that is that's crazy. They just made it 3D and stuck it on the Switch. That's kind of disappointing. I didn't go for it because I have it on my phone, but you know, I didn't say that. That wasn't me. That was the ghost over here. But you know, give me this moment. I need to turn this fan off. Bugs in the original Diamond and Pro are in Brilliant and Shining. God damn, what the fuck? They even fixed that. That's crazy. Oh man. Okay. But all this leads back around to freaking goddamn. I got super sidetracked. But it's like you have, like, for example, it's like I'm not expecting every single character that's in Smash to be like amazing and competitively viable, and Nintendo did realize that and decided to focus on the characters that like actually could be competitive. So it's like that's why it's like you still have characters like Ganondorf, who is just like he's the meme machine. You know how it is. And then you have characters like Zero Suit Samus, who Zero Suit Samus and Mario and Joker and, you know, like Byleth, that they tuned a lot specifically for competitive. However, while I do understand that approach because it saves a lot of time, it also kind of just, I feel like it's kind of tactless because it's like you are forcing specific characters into, you're forcing them to be good so that you have better control over them, but also you just kind of like shoot the variety of all of the characters in the foot, on top of the fact that like DLC is coming out and just like power curving, like they're you know, like they are power creeping the game as well, because it's just like, again, like you have Falcon and then Terry, who is just better Falcon plus fighting game mechanics. like Terry is like they get almost identically the same combos and they kill around the same percent, except Terry can just do it easier. Like, and it's just like, and why don't gamers want to make the games? Why don't gamers want to make the games we don't make for them? Oh man, why don't shareholders who play our games, who we make our games for, play our games? Oh shit, yeah. Oh man, saying the real facts. Once again, fuck Donkey Kong because of bios. Yeah, because it's like they didn't even fix that. The character has like an infinite on another character, and they're just like, whatever. They're like, Donkey Kong has like legitimately never been good because he's a big body and he doesn't have tools. But then they made Bowser really good, and it's just like it is literally share the same grappler philosophy. It's just the difference between Donkey Kong and Bowser is that Bowser has a better recovery, and he runs faster on the ground. So he can literally leverage his things. And like they're literally like fundamentally the same character. They both get up throw, up air. Like they both get up throw into aerial. Like, so it's just like they'll look at characters and they'll just be like, yeah, let's not do anything about that. And again, it's like I don't expect them to because they're a AAA company. But it's also just like when you include a fighting game with like this many characters and then you only ended up seeing a handful of them at like high level play. Granted, you see way more characters at high level play in Smash Ultimate than you ever do in Melee. Like, you're going to see Marth, you're going to see Fox, you're probably going to see Sheik, you might see a Falcon. There you go. It's Melee, baby. Oh, wait, there's Falco. But also this like insistency of Nintendo of just being like, no, we're going to remove things to dumb it down for casual players instead of just leaving them as like as they are. It's just, you know, it is Nintendo's decision, but not Strive's decision, where every single move in Strive has more than one use. Like every single move in Strive, like the conversion from like Smash 4, where you had characters that were highly specific functions, like you were gonna get grabbed by Falcon. You were going to get dash attacked or grabbed by Falcon, and you were going to get comboed, and you were probably going to die in that combo. That was Smash 4 Falcon. If he didn't get in, he didn't do it. And in Smash Ultimate, he still has the same gameplay loop, but he has other tools. Like his Falcon kick is actually decent. His Raptor boost is also useful when it like it has armor. It's pretty good. He can also Tokyo Drift with his up B. Like he can just up B and like standing at like a position and latch onto you from like 3 miles away. He also has like up air into up B combos. But he also like, while he got like broader and wilder, he also lost a lot of the things that made him like specifically good. Like if he still had like the windmill combos from Smash 4, he'd be crazy. But they decided to just kind of like, you know, shift things around. And I'm rambling a little bit because I meant to go back to Strive. But like I know that, for example, in Guilty Gear, like Soul had Riot Stomp, which was like he would jump away from you and then he would lunge forward and he would like overhead you, and it was kind of sort of like a command grab, and then he would bounce you off the wall and get a free combo off of it. And like he doesn't have that in here. He doesn't have that move in Strive, because it was just like it was very specifically used for like one thing. And at low level it was like a pup stomper, but at high level it like, you know, you never saw that move. Because it's like every single high level player would just DPs out on reaction, and it was just extremely feast or famine. Like it was like, okay, like one of the moves ever. So what they decided to do is they just took Riot Stomp out, and they were just like, all right, cool. Well, we're gonna make this character have a much more well-rounded toolkit. So he's gonna have like, you know, like all of these moves are going to be useful instead of just some of them. And I think that is, I honestly think that is a really good way of. I think that is a really good way of balancing fighting games, because Guilty Gear characters, they normally have like really long move lists. Like just look at Tekken, where you have like a character that has like 81 different inputs, like 81 different moves. Like you have to memorize all that shit. Are you kidding me? So it's like what you end up having here is sort of like the Smash mentality, where I'm gonna open up this on the side. Where you have like the sort of the Smash mentality, where it's just like you only have these moves here to worry about. Like you only have this shorter list of moves to remember, and they all do different specialized functions. Like your like everyone universally has like forward punch, which is like an anti-air. It hits people out of the air, and it's just like you have like different command normals, and it's like they all have different. They're all like multiple uses. Like this move right here, like Noriyuki's forward heavy, like that hits in the air. That knocks people out of the air if it hits them. Like it's also an anti-air, technically speaking. But it's just like, you know, instead of just having a huge move list filled with moves that aren't useful, they just like, all right, here's a tighter move list with multiple useful moves. So that is so much easier to remember. And I think both Smash and Strive have a good hold on this. Maybe like I don't like. Again, like don't take me as like the end all be all here, but I think like less moves that do more, with like less to memorize in a fighting game leads to more fighting. And then you can just add in more as the game goes on. Because like having to only remember like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 moves. Having to remember 12 moves and having only to remember 12 moves and then learning what they can do in different situations is so much easier than having to learn like what 81 moves do in different situations. And I think that it is possible to make a game simpler and friendlier to play without dumbing down the competitive viability at all. Like at all. And it's just like I know that if any of the old Guilty Gear players see this, they'll have beef with me about this. But it's just like there are more people, like this game already sold 1 million copies. There are more people playing Strive than Xrd right now. Like of course right now because Xrd, you know, is old, but it's just like I don't know what the heights of Xrd were, but it's also just like that's incredible. Like I have people who were legitimately never interested in a fighting game playing fighting games for the first time, simply because characters like Testament and Bridget are there, like characters like Nagoriyuki are here, like name another fighting game that has a name another fighting game that has a crazy ass like cast of characters like they are in Strive. Go Fish is the simplest game of all time, and I'd say it has competitive viability. Yeah, poker. Literally be playing Strive if I had the money just so I could kick your ass. Thank you. Donation goal. It's just like, I plan to play this game a lot more, and it's just like, as I'm sinking my teeth into it, just like looking at like the different combos that I can do, like literally, I didn't even know Nagoriyuki had air combos until I saw it in a combo trial that was just like, you can do air combos. I'm like, what? And like, that completely changed everything. So it's just like, they asked me to name another game with good characters, so sadly I must bring, oh my god, is that Under Night in, fuck, I don't know. I don't know, it's Under Night something. I know what it is, I haven't played it. Like, and it's just like, it all, like, again, it all depends on like what you're going for. Has Gordeau and he whips. Yeah, I know Gordeau, sort of, kind of. Like, I have Melty Blood Lumina. I just don't play it because I can't stream it and play it at the same time because it's on my computer. So like I'll play it sometimes. I literally don't know the acro. I just call it Unicycle. No, that's good because I was gonna say Uniclur, Unicorn. But it's like I believe that, like, yeah, I do believe that it is possible to, I know, like, I've been rambling all over the place because, like, I have ADHD and I'm not making much sense. But I do believe that it is possible to make fighting games that, like, I think at the core, fighting games are more like chess matches. They're, like, really rapid chess matches where it's just, like, you're kind of testing each other's knowledge. But it's just, like, it's doing it in live time. Like, you're just like, all right, I'm getting hit by this. What are my options here? Do I know my options? Do I know how to beat this move? Right? And it's just like, it's going, like, it's happening in, like, literal seconds, like, in front of you. So it's just like, it's like speed chess. And I believe that it's just like, it's like an experience more than it is like a thing that you can just get good at very rapidly. Like, it's not a thing that you can inherently be good at. You have to sit there and learn. Like I don't play just one fighting game. Like, I might have been playing Smash for like 1,300 hours, but like I don't know how to play any other fighting game. However, my fundamentals from Smash still come over to this game. It should be about the fight and versus the people, not a chain of juggles and stuff like that. Yeah, like, that's what's important. Like you were just, like, as you were just seeing me play, Like the Eno player and the Milia player both knew their combos way better than I did, but I was still putting up a fight simply because I knew what ranges to be at. And like legit, if I had gotten one more game with the Milia, I would have beaten her, because like if they hadn't like demoted me, if I got one more game with that Milia, I would have beaten her, because I realized then that I was just like, it wasn't about the fact that she could combo me. It was the fact that I was being too passive and I was letting her combo me, which is like a completely different thing. Like literally, if I was just in her face pressing sword normals, there wouldn't have been anything she would have been able to do. But I was chilling on the other side of the screen because I didn't know what she could do. And it wasn't until I figured it out that I was like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, I can beat her. I'm not as good as her, but I can beat her. It's just like, that's why Street Fighter has always withstood the test. Street Fighter is like Street Fighter is good. Like some people play fighting games to keep you from playing the fighting game, and they're scary. Oh yeah, like that's Marvel. Like that's Marvel. Like look, I love Marvel to death. I love Marvel to death. I want you to know, I was playing competitive Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for a really long time. I would practice my combos. Like I played Zero. I didn't know Zero was the best character in the game. I didn't care at that point. What I wanted to do is I wanted to rainbow loop the shit out of somebody with Zero. That's what I was practicing, and I got really good at deleting characters off of one touch. But how different do you think a game like Marvel vs. Capcom, how much friendlier do you think a game like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, a game known for just like 100 and 250 hit combos, like just your character just dies in one touch, how much different do you think a game like Marvel would be if it had the same burst mechanic in Guilty Gear? Like, how crazy would you think it would have been? It's just like, oh wait, I'm getting hit, I'm about to lose this character, get off now. Like, just like, oh, get off. Oh my god, wrong button. Get off me. See, I don't even know my own burst button. God damn it. You know? You're just like, oh shoot, I'm about to die. No. Like, I always thought the people who want gameplay like that should just play Devil May Cry. It's just like there's a lot when it comes to like, I don't know, there's a lot when it comes to player expression, and I guess Marvel has a lot of good player expression. However, it's just not easy to like outside of seeing the flashy combo, it's like the defensive mechanics in the game are like terrible, and it's just like you're just punching the crap out of bodies. And there's like, you know, there's a big difference between high level and low level play, but it's also just like outside of the combo, it's hard. I believe that it's not really all that easy to tell what's really going on in a match of like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like, it's just two characters kind of like dashing around, summoning assist, and then one person gets hit and then they die to like a 15-second combo that you just gotta watch. And it's just like, all right, cool. Like, if you like that kind of gameplay, there's nothing. You know, I got nothing against you. Like, again, I played UMVC3 too. I love that game. I love it to death. Zero is in it. Like, but I also know that it's not really the game for me. Half the supers in Marvel 3 are just spend 3 bars and makes the screen a hitbox. Pants your opponent. Bionic arm across the screen. It's invulnerable. What, you were doing a super? Nah. It's fucking bionic arm, bro. God damn it. And it's just like, that's why I think that it's like, I do think that Marvel would be I think Marvel had the room to be an even better game. Probably, if it probably had some more defensive mechanics, but like not in the way that it's just like, oh my goodness, like you need freaking perfect blocking like this or anything like that. Like, again, like, just thought experiment. How crazy would it have been if you're in the middle of doing a 150 hit combo on a character and then they just burst it? Like, they know that combo can kill them. They burst that combo. Now you're back in neutral again or something like that. Like, I think it probably would have. I think it probably would have changed up a lot of things. But again, like, I wouldn't know. I come from Smash, man. Like, I come from Smash. I just know my ranges. Like, this is going to hit you. You know, like, this is gonna get you. I'm gonna do this until you die, and that's all I need to do to win. And it's like exploring other fighting games and seeing, like, it's like Strive might not be the game for a lot of like hyper competitive gamers, but I can say that it is the game for someone like me who's looking for something a little bit more complex than Smash Brothers, but also still wants to be competitive. because a lot of it just comes over, honestly. And I know that there are a lot of people that want more from a game, and I think that most fighting games should have that. You're not minus if you're not a bitch. But it's just like, I think that I think that a lot of games have, as long as they have like a lot of depth in the game itself, it could still be a crazy game, even if the controls are simple. Like, again, just look at fucking Smash. Like, a simple game to play does not necessarily mean that there isn't like a match going on right in front of you. And a big reason why Strive from the get-go has chosen like a lot of flashy stuff to signal what's going on. Like, you get a counter hit and it's just like counter. Like, let me see if I can get it. Counter. You know what I mean? Like, it's like everyone knows you got a counter hit, right? But it's also just like right now you can tell that Kai has like his super ready, just because he's glowing, and it's just like, it's a lot of, part of it is a lot of clarity, part of it is a lot of messed up because the health bars are just like a mess as well. And it's like, I've gotten used to it, but I know a lot of complaints about like the game where it's just like, alright, the characters are too simple, the health bars are too hard to see, a lot of characters blend into the background. And I know that like Strive from the ground up was trying to not only make things look a lot better, but also make things a lot easier to see. Like I'm gonna get that counter hit, you know? It's like, and it's like, you can tell, it's like down there you can see Nago has blood and like all that stuff is going on. But then they changed it from Exert because they wanted both characters, they wanted the combos to be shorter and chunkier in damage, so that both people actually got to play the game. One of the things they did, I believe, when the game was first coming out, it's like they worked real hard to nerf any character that had like I think like a 100% combo. Like Soul would just kill you. They I remember seeing patch note, they just took that out. They're like, nah, you can't do that anymore. You can't like 0 to death anyone anymore. And it's just like both characters typically feel like they actually get a chance to fight, even if it's still a really aggressive, like, it's just like, oh man, dude's in your face, like, you know, like, even if it's still really aggressively focused, like, I do feel like both players do get to do something more often. What do you need to see the health bar for? Simply do not get hit. And hold on, I'm gonna drink some water real quick. It's like, again, this is coming from a guy that I've played a lot of weird fighting games, I think. I don't play Street Fighter. I don't really like Street Fighter all that much. I grew up playing like King of Fighters. And King of Fighters has a lot of simple shit that turns into a lot of crazy shit for no reason. But King of Fighters is hard to play. Like, it is hard to play King of Fighters. I don't care what you say. I'm like, yeah, characters got like 50 hit touch of death combos that are terrifying, but like, do you know how hard it is to actually get that 50 hit combo? Like, you're working with pixels in King of Fighters. Like, like, I can't just roll in and be like, alright, combo, woo, combo time, you know? I can't do that. Like, I can't do that like I can in Strive. But I know that very early on the developers wanted to make it so that people more often than not got to actually play the game, because getting your ass beat in a fighting game is not too fun. I don't think it's too fun when you just have to watch yourself get beat up in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and that also kind of happened in Exerd 2. Sure, it happened multiple times in Exerd, but it's not fun to sit there and just, you know, like, watch yourself take like a 50 hit combo. You just gotta wait until it's your turn to play. Now you're in the corner. Now you gotta fight your way out again. It's like, same thing happens in Strive where you end up in the corner and you're getting mollywopped, but at least it's like, you know, 5 to 7 hits instead of just like, you're just just getting hit. Like, I was like, hold on a moment. I'm gonna check something real quick. And it's like, I do believe that there are people, like, I do believe that there should be a way to play fighting games without having to rely on, like fighting games are weird because there's so many different ways you can approach this thing. Part of me is all for accessibility, like being able to just sit there and like, all right, here's my command list, and then all right, here's my button settings. These are the button settings that I set up, right? Like, this is for me. These are my controls, right? Like, this is exclusively for me. Being able to change the buttons and stuff like that. Also being able to change the way things look, and then being able to have a bunch of settings and like being able to play the game really how that you want to play the game. I believe in a lot of like accessibility options like that, but I also believe that, you know, like fighting games should be significantly easier to play. Like, it's like I am not very much of a technical player. I'm smart when it comes to fighting games, but I'm not very technical. I will drop a combo and die, but it's just like I already know that. But like, there's a difference between like that combo being necessity and me being able to just do this until someone dies. Like, just being able to space someone out to death. And but I also think like a game shouldn't just make it so that it's easier to do that. Hold on. What do you mean you don't know how to do a flingle skibbity with a jingle hop and a backslop? Just use dodge offset in order to retain your combo by doing this technique that was only ever highlighted in a developer blog post. Yeah. You know, yeah. But I think, you know, it's funny because like talking about dodge offset, I learned about it from a friend. I actually learned about it somewhat from a friend and then somewhat by accident. Because I realized that Bayonetta was still shooting the guns while she was dodging, and I was just like, wait, what does this actually do, though? So it's like, I figured that out in, like, Bayonetta 1, where I was just like, oh, shoot, hey, this is doing something, I don't know what. And then it became a lot more clear in Bayonetta 2 that I was not that good at that game. What? I got an air throw? You see... I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to play fighting games, bro. I don't know how to play fighting games. She's like, I'm like, bro, this button. That's it. This is the button. I'm going to beat somebody to death with this button. I don't know how to air throw. What's that? What's an air throw? God damn it. The only way to learn about dodge offset in Bayonetta 1. Nowhere in the game does it tell you how to do that. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's some Ninja Gaiden shit. My previous point was like I think there is a way. I think that there is a way to simplify the controls for a lot of fighting games without dumbing down the fighting game. You know, you just gotta be creative about it. Like, not every character needs to have. It's like not every character needs to have one frame link combos in order to do the you know, turn around back air and shit like that. Like nobody needs to. It's like having that as an option is good, but also just like making it so that it's mandatory to play this character, I think that's kind of bad. Like, that's not, like, you shouldn't have to do frame one moves in order to make a character good. I think that's when like it's just like you're putting too much work into a character to make it viable. But no, I'm losing my train of thought. Honestly, I'm losing it. If an input doesn't require a quarter circle and 2 extra buttons. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah. Like, I don't mind motion inputs. Like, I don't. But it's just like, I also think more games should do like Marvel vs. Capcom, where it's just like you just had each button do a different thing, or just like here in Guilty Gear, where it's just like. Only quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, heavy slash gets this move. Like, you can only get it from this or something like that. But you don't need to learn like a whole bunch of things. You don't need to learn like a whole bunch of different inputs and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of control design is done with some amount of attention paying to making them inaccessible, so it becomes harder to do cool shit. Like, what's the point of me doing 300 quarter circles and hold 4 buttons. Why do I know of a phenomenon known as Tekken fingers? What is Tekken fingers? Where you literally have to use all 5 fingers on the button so you can't hold your controller by the wings? No! That's terrible! No game should make you do that! Melee? No! Like, melee arthritis, Tekken fingers? No. No, I shouldn't have to do that to play your fighting game. Like, I shouldn't have to do that to play your fighting game. Like, that's where I draw the line. I shouldn't have to do all this just to get into your fighting game. Like, when I start having to do all that shit just to get in, you've lost me. You've lost me. Like, there is a difference between player expression in a fighting game, being able to do crazy cool combos and shit like that, and being able to express yourself, and then just being able to, like literally not being able to play the game because it's too fucking hard. Like, no. This is optimal Tekken. Hold on. I'm gonna load this up. No, y'all see this shit? I hate that. That's a PS4. The PS4 controller. That's disgusting. You see that? I would hate having to play like that. Ugh, that's terrible. You see? No. No, I should not have to play the game like this. Absolutely not. That is offensive. That is offensive. Apparently, optimal Tekken. I'm not playing fucking Tekken. Like, okay, jokes aside, if I legitimately have to do this in order to play Tekken, if I have to play Claw in order to play Tekken, I'm not fucking doing it. Like, I'm not doing it. It's just like, that's it. Like, part of accessibility in fighting games is making it so that everyone can play the fighting game and still be able to do high level things. Got that image from a thread titled "Why You Should Use Claw Grip." No, I'm not playing Claw Grip. I shouldn't have to do that. Like, I know I'm rambling a bit here, but like, I shouldn't have to do this. I should not, like, I don't know if you can see my mouse because I'm spinning it on the image. Like, I should not have to do this to play Tekken. I should not. Like, this is ridiculous. No, no, no. I'm not doing this, bro. I should be able to hold this controller like a normal person. I shouldn't have to get arthritis from Melee in order to play Melee. Like, that's where it goes too far. And a lot of times I'll say this and I'm like people will be like, "Oh, you're the bad guy for saying this." But I'm like, no. Like, no, it's a game. Like, I understand that it is the W is not worth a snap tendon. Like, I know that a lot of people I know that this is probably, like, again, an unpopular opinion that I'm just like, I shouldn't have to do this. This is not what I should have to do to play your game. I should be able to play your game comfortably and not snap a tendon or have to do, like, crazy, insane shit just to be able to learn how to play your game. Like, Blaze Blue is, like, crazy expressive, but it's also really fucking hard to play. And it's like, I know that it's just like, that's for people who want to play that really difficult fighting game. It's like, that's the option, right? And I'm not saying that all fighting games need to be like a dumbed down version of what it is. It's just like, I do believe that, like, you shouldn't have to, it's the game company's fault for making gamers fucking act like this. Literally, ban anti-arthritis fight boxes? Oh my god, no. Bro, come on. Dude, and it's just like, hurting yourself to play a game or forcing yourself to do something in a video game that you just can't do. Like, that's not fun. Like, not everyone is trying to go pro in a fighting game. Like, there's a completely different mindset from being able to enjoy a fighting game at a competitive level and trying to go pro in a fighting game. Pros are only like 1% to 2% of a player base of any fighting game. They are the faces we see the most often because they are, like, the best at the game, and it's just like, we mere mortals cannot approach that unless we're actively trying to do that. But that is a completely different mindset you have to have if you want to get that good. And let's be honest, if we're picking up a fighting game for the first time, we're not going to be able to do the Tekken Claw, and we're not going to be that fucking good. Worst part, the ban was basically the only targeted one brand that was known for being the one brand that was able to make one of the pros able to play. That's fucked up. No, like, that's some fucked up shit. They made some bullshit rule about micro switch buttons in order to say he was cheating by not hurting himself. That's my problem. like you should be able to play a fighting game however you want. Like there are situations where it's just like they're like a controller can let you cheat. Like I remember Street Fighter V had an issue with the fight boxes that had the flat buttons, you know, that let you push like two directions at the same time, because you could literally hold forward and then push back, and it would continue holding forward, and you would block while walking forward, which was like, that was crazy. Like that was definitely not intended. Like, so that's understandable when they ban something like that, where you're just walking forward and auto blocking. Like that is some crazy shit, because in Street Fighter, it's just like they could literally do a Hadouken and be able to block if the Hadouken didn't come out. So I'm just like, just because like they're holding back at the same time, and I'm like, yeah, like when it's part of like literally the game, like Street Fighter literally has it in like one of their fucking tenets where it's just like you cannot do a Hadouken without pushing forward and releasing like your block. That's why like special moves are like this, because it's just like when you do this motion, you are holding forward, you can't block. So like a person that was able to like literally like hold back and like walk forward while blocking, like that's crazy. Like, yeah, that's understandable if a controller allows you to do that, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna have to ban that because that does a lot of crazy things. His controller had certain macros that were required to make the controller work, but gave no real advantage, but his opponent shit their pants. Whoa, who was his opponent? Watch it be Leffen. Watch it be fucking Leffen. Because it literally used button for joysticks input. Instead of a joystick, he had to literally learn to play the game on nothing but buttons. Yeah, and like, again, like in a game like Melee, like I really don't think that lets you do some crazy shit that's not fair. Like maybe it lets you instant dash, bro, I don't know. But it's just like, if you need a specific controller to play a fighting game, and it's just like, and they're just being like, no, you can't use this fighting game. That's where like I'm just like, nah, dude. Like that is my problem with a lot of people who end up saying like, oh yeah, using this is cheating, because I'm just like, no, it's like if they have to use that to play the game, if they literally cannot play the game that they enjoy without having this as an option to allow them to play, and you're giving them shit for that, like it's just like you literally just have a person that can't play the game without this. Like a good example, like I know this is gonna fan the flames again, but like a good example of this is Bloodborne. How like you cannot remap the controls in Bloodborne. And there are a lot of people that I know that want to play Bloodborne, but have like tendon issues and literally can't, because they have issues holding the controller and putting like mashing R2. And it's just like they're just like, oh well, this is intended. I'm like, no, it's not. That's a fucking accessibility option. It is like 2012, and I can't change I can't change the controls. So I'm just like, you are literally, you know, it's like you are literally getting mad at me for not being able to play the game because I can't change the controls so that I can play the game. Like, that is just exclusion. That's not like, you know. He's working on making it commercially available to end that on a set. I'm going to click on this. Hold on. Yeah, bro. I'd use that. What? That's crazy. Like, I would play with that. Like, I'm not trying to, like, you know, I'm not trying to sit there and get arthritis. Plus, like, alternate control schemes are fucking cool. Yeah, because they also can lead to things that are cool. You know, it's like, there's a difference, like, there's a difference between something that, like, breaks the game and something that allows someone to play the game to begin with. Like, there is a fundamental difference between those two things. So it's just like, if, like, I'm trying to think of like a controller example, but it's like, no, you know, let's do the Street Fighter one again. It's like literally someone being able to walk forward while holding back and blocking at the same time because there's two button inputs going on. So like right here, like, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but like right here, like I could put my finger, like if I was playing Street Fighter 5, I could put my finger on this button, and like I push this button and then immediately push this button, and I'm walking forward and it's acting like I'm blocking. Like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Like, that's competitively fucked up, because you're doing something that is like literally against like the intended design of the game, I suppose, where it's just walking forward means you can't block, but this guy is walking forward while blocking. Ah, shit, I dropped my controller. But it's just like being able to change the control scheme, so I have something like this default button layout, right? Like where I have this default layout that doesn't give me fucking Tekken fingers. It's like, if I have to play Tekken fingers to play your game, and I can't just use this control scheme, like, fuck you, man. Like, it's like gamers can be frustrating because they just don't like change. They're like cats. Anytime something changes in their enclosure, they're like, ah! And a little cat scream. They're like, no, I don't like it. Put it back. I'm gonna zoom around the room and scream about it. I'm gonna say a slur. And I'm just like, it's not about you, man. Like, it's literally getting people to play the game, you know? Like, it's just like, you can fuck off. I don't really care. Start fluent Sasuke's jutsu so I can get in on neutral, bro. Gotta start rotating the stick. And it's just like, and I'm the bad guy for being like, no, maybe we don't have to do, 360 inputs to get a grab. Maybe I don't have to do like this to get a grab. Or like my personal favorite, it's like I was gonna go somewhere with this, but then I just did the super instead. But it's just like fucking. It's like my personal favorite tech is doing this jab, right, and then spinning the control stick and getting a super. Like, woo! It's just like, but it's just like, I should not. Where is it? Window capture. I should not have to Tekken fingers. Like, look at the. You see this? I'm putting this over here on the side now. Hold on. I'm putting this over here on the fucking side. You see this shit? This is not good gameplay. No, this should never happen. This is terrible. Don't you ever tell me this is what you want in your fighting game. I will violence you. Because this is offensive. Are you kidding me? Come on. Like, oh my god. And it's just like, I remember getting into a lot of I'm gonna stop sucking fingers today for this thing. And I'm just like I remember getting into a lot of arguments because people were just like, oh, the I can say that as a game designer, right? As a game designer, when we're talking about accessibility in fighting games, and also we're going to use the Bloodborne example again, because my friend can literally not play Bloodborne because they can't change the controls to actually play the game. Like, they can't change the control scheme. That is the issue. A lot of people will spit, like, developer-intended gameplay experience whenever they talk about the control scheme. And I'm just like, no, that is not true. That is not the same thing, okay? Well, I was watching a speedrun for Outlast. The developer-intended experience when you start playing Outlast is that you walk up to the front gate, you do all that shit, right? You go in through the front gate, you see the spooky guy in the window, and you go in the building. That is the developer-intended experience, right? That is the developer-intended experience, not the control scheme that you're using to play as, okay? But what is not the intended developer experience in Outlast is the fact that you can jump on a box and then jump through a wall because there's no hit detection above head height. So literally, the unintended developer experience is fucking jumping over the bush at the start of the game to end up in the last level of the game in Outlast. Okay, that is not intended. Okay, what is intended is that you play the game the right fucking way. And your control scheme while playing Bloodborne has nothing to do with your intended play experience. Okay. They made all those decisions for you when you can't pause the game, when you die in 2 hits, okay? Me being able to dodge with the R2 button does not stop me from getting fucked up by Vicar Amelia in the church, you know? It's like, because it is literally just shitty elitism. Because gamers believe that they're makers of their favorite games are some omnipotent gods who control every aspect of the game so perfectly. Let me tell you the number one rule when it comes to game development. Okay, let me tell you the number one rule when it comes to game development. When you release a game, it is no longer your game. Okay, I don't care who you are. When you release a game, it is no longer your game. It belongs to you and the community. And if you are not providing a good experience, a good gameplay experience for your community, okay, that is on you. All right, there are things that you can't control. Like, you cannot control the fact that Sony, like for example, if you play Bloodborne on Xbox, you actually can remap the controls through the inherent Xbox accessibility options. Like, that is on Xbox. You can just change the controls. You don't have to worry about that. You can even set the controls brand new specifically for Bloodborne if you decide to play on Xbox, right? But you can't play Bloodborne on Xbox. It's a PlayStation exclusive, and on PlayStation you can't do that. So as a developer, you have no control over that. You have no control over what the console maker does to your thing. But you do have control over whether or not you actually add in the accessibility option, okay? Like, you have complete control over that. And if you know that there are more people that want to play your game and they can't because of a specific reason that does not detract from the gameplay experience, you should just add it in. It costs you nothing. Because one more person playing your game is a lot better than about 10,000 that are not. It's like, they think attention to detail means easy mode undermines the game experience, or accessibility undermines the experience, which is nonsense. And don't start any fucking nonsense about how that's censorship or some garbage, because people think it's some bold artistic choice to not add accessibility. No, that's bullshit. That's your failure as a game designer. Like, again, if you are able to do that, you should do that as a game designer. And I'm saying this as a game designer, okay? If I were to make a game, I would make the game as easy as possible to play the game so that more people can play the game. So that more people can play the game while also still making it hard, okay? Because I grew up playing games like fucking, god damn it, now I'm going blank. Like Melee, for example, that are easy to pick up and play, but hard to master. Because anyone can load up Melee and just push buttons. So it's just like I didn't realize colorblind mode, which is cheap and easy, was somehow in the artistic vision of the game. Yeah, like you're gonna tell me that like Battlefield back on the PlayStation 3 beat you to colorblind mode? Like, come on. It's just a filter. Like games have subtitles and colorblind modes are more often like that because they're relatively easy, not as games have, say, a competent screen reader or an environment describer. It has nothing to do with art. Like, art means, like, listen, art and video games mean nothing if they are unable to be played. If you have players that cannot play your game because of a specific control scheme that prevents them from playing the game and they can't play it, okay, that is on you as a developer, because you could have added in these accessibility options, because games are meant to be played. And if you fuck that step up, that is on you. I don't care how prestigious you are as a developer. Like, how do you fuck up a control? Like, we've had alternate control schemes since, like, the GameCube, okay? Like, you can't tell me, oh, it wasn't easy to put in. Like, this isn't like... I'm not asking you to completely recode how the entire game works. This is just literally let me change the buttons. It has nothing to do with art. Art means nothing if I can't see it. Games mean nothing if I can't play them. So it's just like, bleh. Literally my favorite game of all time is a game where they actively tell you to stop playing the game, and you have to deal with that as an artistic message of the game. It still has subtitles. What game are you talking about? What game are you talking about? Yo, I've been actually talking about this for an hour. I actually went on this for an hour. Fucking taking fingers. The devs of Spec Ops: The Line said, if you want war crimes to stop, turn the game off, and that didn't prevent accessibility. Yeah, like, oh man, that's a whole can of worms. I'm not gonna open that right now. I'm not gonna do it. I am not going to hit the Spec Ops: The Line because like that is a whole thing about intended experience. Like they did that shit on purpose. You know what they did. Oh, what? Bro, why is it so hard to actually... Oh, he died. Anyways. So yeah, that's pretty much my talk. I wanted to talk about that. It's just like it is still absolutely possible to create an easy to play fighting game or or a video game in general, without compromising on user experience, on user enjoyment. And that is the most important thing, I believe, that I like it's like how I think David Lynch once said, nobody ever watched a film on their phone. The way you consume a piece of art doesn't really affect the art that much. It's like music. Yeah, like I have watched a movie on my phone, so I don't know what he's talking about. like you're gonna tell me it's not fun to just put on some headphones, chill on your bed, and watch a movie? Like, what the fuck? Where are you coming from, David Lynch? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't even know who you are, and I already think you're dumb. So it's just like you're not able to control how someone enjoys something. Like you're not able to do that. So it's like that's why I think it's just like instead of trying so hard to enforce your vision of how a game should be, like, again, look, you know what, let's lean into the intended vision of like a developer one more time, right? It's just like the intended vision of the intended vision of a game depends entirely on the game. Like, if you have a game like, for example, Darkest Dungeon, right, where money is extremely valuable, right, and then players find out a way to farm money really rapidly, and then it kind of like ruins the experience by allowing you to have resources that you wouldn't normally have because the money curve is so fine-tuned in this game that like you're always going to be struggling for money, essentially, right? So it's like if players find out a way to circumvent that curve and earn money rapidly, and then it leads to a different sort of like experience where it's just like now they can beat things that they're not supposed to beat at the level that they're at because they have more resources than they normally have. Like, that is going against the developer intended experience, because the game is meant to be hard, and part of that is juggling your finances. And if you have more finances than you're supposed to have because you found an exploit and the developer removes that exploit, he is in full power to do that because it is going against his intended vision of the game. However, his intended vision of the game does not apply to the control scheme of Darkest Dungeon, because it's like being on like how I push the X button, what button I push to get me through the menus does not affect how I fight the enemies in the game. That doesn't. Darkest Dungeon's hard mode straight up adds a death cap in order to negate that sort of exploitation. Huh. I didn't know that. I'm a bitch. I haven't played on anything other than easy, and I still haven't beaten the game. So like, game's hard. I'm not good at strategy, man. but yeah, like, that's my point. So it's just like, would randomly unplugging your mouse every 10 minutes prevent that exploit meaningfully? No. No. Preventing you from using mouse would not stop you from finding some other way to do it. But it's just like, it's just like, there's a difference between removing an exploit and then, like, not having basic accessibility, like not being able to navigate the menus in the game because, like, the button is on R2 or something and you have arthritis from playing Melee, so you can't press R2 properly, you know? Like, there's a complete difference. In order to keep games from players from exploiting, we're deleting System 32. That's just the buddy game that you were playing that while ago. But yes, that is what I'm trying to say here. I definitely freaking rambled here a lot because I'm very passionate about video games, and I have a lot of viewpoints that I know people won't agree with because they're gamers. And gamers don't know how to have fun. So So like, hear me out when I'm saying here. It's just like, listen, I'm trying to legitimately be a game designer. I am constantly looking at these things whenever I play video games. Okay, for me, playing video games is not just for enjoyment. It's also to learn what is successful and also apply that to my own games when I get the opportunity to do that. So when I say that I think about this often, I think about this for a long fucking time. I've been thinking about this shit for at least 20 fucking years. And I have been watching and learning and know what works and what does not. And stupid shit like they pulled in Bloodborne does not work. And being like, well, I beat Bloodborne with the default controls doesn't mean anything if I didn't get to play the game because of the controls. Yeah, I personally beat Bloodborne with the default controls. Did I hate having to press R2 in order to use the trick weapon? Yes, I absolutely did. I wish I could have put dodge on like a different button. Like I wish I could have put dodge on the stick so I could push it into dodge or something like that. I wish I could have done a whole bunch of different things, but I wasn't able to, and I still played the game, and I still beat everything in that game, okay, and I made it to New Game Plus, and I did it again. Like, is Bloodborne a bad game? Is Bloodborne a bad game because they didn't have accessibility options? Actually, no, that's a trick question. Yes. I mean, it's a good game on its own, but like, some of my friends that really care about it can't play it, so what, you expect me to say yes? Like my philosophy will always be video games are meant to be played. So if anything comes into the way of me playing said video game and it's not my fault, like if it's something as simple as I literally can't change the control scheme, I gotta say the way you want to control Souls games make you feel like the Joker. And it's just like, you know, I've never had to rebind a Souls game personally, so I know I'm privileged in that regard. Like, you can't at all unless, like, you are using an external application to do so. Like, if you are on PC using XPatter or something, you can do that. But that doesn't change the fact that you legitimately can't do it. You legitimately can't. And that is my biggest frustration with that. And I think the same thing also applies to fighting games. I should not have to do the pictured above Tekken fingers to play some fucking Tekken. Okay? And I also shouldn't have to memorize 81 fucking moves in order to play that game. I get that Tekken is what Tekken is, but come on. Do I really need 81 different moves? Like, which one of these 81 moves is legitimately useful? I'd rather have 12 moves that all have multiple different applications and are genuinely useful in every way you can imagine than have 81 moves and have like fucking 68 of them be useless. Like let me know when you load up Tekken and you play Kazuya. Let me know if you need to know any other move other than Electric Wind God Fist. Let me know if any of that shit is important. Because I promise you, there's only one move I know from that guy, and it's EGWF, EWGF, and fucking that's it. He got low kicks? I didn't know. All I knew was that fancy electric uppercut. That's all you need to know to play Kazuya. So it's like, I know that a lot of people... Yo, I'm gonna play this guy, fuck that. I know that a lot of people will give Strive a lot of shit for not being the elitist fighting game that everyone wants. But I also don't care. Like, I also don't care. Because I'd rather be able to play a fighting game and actually be able to reach a semi-competent competitive level without having to do the Tekken fingers than to play a fighting game that demands the Tekken fingers and constantly feel like I'm doing something wrong. And it's like again, that's me. And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, but I also don't care. Soul Guy, who is the good guy, probably. I'm gonna push a button. Oops. Cancel that. I wanted the command list. Okay. That. Oh, cool. Alright, Gunflame Feint, Volcanic Viper. We got a DP. We got a Bandit Revolver. We got Bandit Bringer. Oh, man. Oh, man, we got moves. We got moves. Whatever, I'll figure it out. Oopsie. What? Okay. I broke him. He's dead. I broke him. I hope I didn't push a button. The Soul looks so annoying to fight in this game. Look at that big meaty big meaty bick. I do think that Soul can be a problem if he gets in on you. It's kind of like fighting Ken, you know? Like, if he gets in on you, you're like, oh, shit, bro. Oh, no, get off me, please. Oh, my God. But then it's also like, if, I don't know, if you're playing someone like Nagoriyuki where you have a sword, you're just like, sword, normal. Sword, normal. Sword, normal. I know you got stubby legs, so like, sword, normal. A command grab. That wasn't even a command grab. That was just a normal grab. You done talking? I want to punch you, kid. Wait. No, do it again. No. All right. Okay. True Soul Tactics player. You have to fight back. Confirming all my kills with Oh, Tatsugeki. Wait. Oh no. Oh. Okay, hold up. Yo. Oh shit. Okay, May, chill. Watch this. See, this is why you don't do stuff like that, because then you learn bad habits and you get flopped, man. Do it again. Ow. Do it again. Oh, this is a different one. All right, we did it. We have learned how to play Soul.
Wins.
We have learned how to play Soul. Oh shoot. It's Vuppy. We've run into the Vuppy main. Whew, that's funny.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
Daddy's thing longer.
On themselves, they blamed the beasts.
You got the rubber gloves on. Are you here for your prostate examination?
Versus Faust. For one.
Alright, let's do a stupid. Oh! My clavicle! Alright, we did it. I'm a little sad that the scene kills in this game aren't quite as good as Xrd. Surgery cutscenes with Xrd. Oh yeah, those were a lot of fun. Oh hey. Oh, I'm laggy. Oh no, I can't just throw that out. Who knew? Power dunk. Oh no, no, I'm not touching nothing. I'm not doing nothing. I'm scared. I know what happens here.
Wins.
Man, I do miss the surgery cutscenes in Xrd. I do like the wheelchair. Like, it's all right, but yeah, I do miss the surgery cutscene. That was straight kooky. Like that was kooky fun. Task the mint.
So instead of reflecting on themselves, in the heaven or hell. Saul versus Tekken. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh, my health! Oh, my health! Oh my god, let me out! No! Alright, alright. Alright, we got this.
Saul wins. Duel
Man, what's it like to have an air dash? Please, please listen. Testament, talk about this. I joke. Oh no! My ankles. I should probably watch more Guilty Gear animations. I just read the Rickies and they give you a skewed sense of what people are like. Yeah, like Nagoriyuki's a nerd. We got combos. I'm sorry, Testament. I didn't mean it. Your best is a standing medium. Get super. I'm not good at video games, bro. Okay, this matchup is actually hard. I believe it's actually hard for Soul. Not that I think a bot is gonna do it justice, but Potemkin do what Potemkin want.
So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts.
That bird must be tired as hell. It's in all the cutscenes.
Saul versus Potemkin. Duel 1. Let's rock.
He's just standing there. Alright, GG's. GG's. Hey, M made it. What's up, Ember? How you doing today?
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Woo! Just standing there with his big meaty claws, doing so much better. Potemkin just standing there is either menacing or it's so sad. He's just in the corner. Oh, Ember, yo, have you seen the Tekken fingers above my head? Actually, wait, what time is it? Oh, shoot. Ew, it's super... Oh, shoot, it's late. I should probably stop. I'll do the arcade mode and then I'll stop.
They cannot change society. So
I just want a Hyper Potemkin Buster. Hyper Pot Buster! Yeah, apparently that's optimal Tekken play. The Tekken finger is above me.
Versus Ramlethal. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh, okay, okay. Ouchies. Alright, I should have bursted that. Ooh, burst that though. Watch me get in though. Ow! Gotta head out, good stream. Don't get bopped. Alright, yeah, no worries. I'm about to end soon anyway, so you're not gonna miss much. Take care of yourself, Uppy. Bro, Soul, somebody's gonna have to pay to fix that sidewalk. Like, how dare you stick your lighter in there? Oh, my health!
Soul wins.
Oh, it's Gold Lewis. Not the stepdad. The dad that stepped up. Yeah, I got mixed by Gengar. Gengar would beat my ass. I just caught up. I don't think I've ever played a game together with Gengar where Gengar did not beat my ass.
Instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts, heaven or hell. Soul
I'm on Gold Lewis.
versus Gold Lewis. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh, my health. Don't combo. Oh, that combos. Oh my god, my health. Okay.
Wins. Duel 2. Let's rock.
My health, bro. Ooh! I'm good at video games. I'm good at video games. I did one combo. I'm good. That's it. I peaked. It's like, all right, that's it. Everybody go. Good night. Yo, we can talk about this, Naga. We can talk about this. Look, I've played you for enough hours, for enough 15 minutes, that you should give me a discount on this ass whooping. You should be nice. I'm about to get blown up, dude. I'm about to get blown the hell up.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts, heaven or hell. Says Nakoriyuki.
申し訳ありませんが、私が戦略を取り付けています。すぐ片付ける。今度。二人まとめてで構わん。
Oh no. Oh no. Alright, Nago, come on. Oh my god, my health! Oh, this is boss Nago! He's got all his blood. His blood is filling up. I'm hiding in the corner. Oh no. Alright, you didn't have to style on me like this, dude. You did not have to style on me like that. Yes! Yes! No boss Nago. I love that grin. Look at him, he's just like, oh, that's adorable. Ow, my health. Oh, my health. Alright, alright, alright. Easy, easy, alright. My health! Haha! He's blocking everything. So terrible.
見事なものか。二人がかりだったというのに。次は一人で肩をつける。
Alright, y'all, we beat Guilty Gear Strive. That's it. The stream's ending. I don't think I'm going to play Soul, though. Soul was fun to try, but I don't think I'm going to play him. He's just going to teach me bad habits. I was just mashing triangle that whole time. Alright, yeah. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for listening to my talk if you were actually here for that. and I'm gonna try to put that talk on YouTube. See how that goes. It was definitely something I was experimenting with, and hopefully. Wait. Hold on. You got Nago? You got Strive, Ember? You know we gotta fight. That's not how this goes. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for watching. I will see y'all tomorrow when I play some more Celeste, because I really need to figure out how to get to that Crystal Heart, or the both of them that I figured out that I don't know how to get to. So have a wonderful time. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see y'all again soon. Bye bye.